respected dignitaries of the dais, and all other guests, principals, vice chancellors, and those who have not yet finished with their lunch, wishing everyone a vibrant afternoon. We have witnessed a very vibrant session in the morning where we could see some of the milestones happening with some of the engineering colleges signing off MOUs with the ICRA. And we, the team of Motivitals, are really glad to be the part of it, and hopefully we'll share some insights. So without further delay, I'd like to start. Shall I? Shall I start? Or shall I? Okay, fine. Next slide. Let me first introduce who we are. Motivitals, Success Motivation Center, based in Mangalore, Karnataka. We are a team of mental health professionals and soft skill trainers who aim at edutainment. So, as the session goes by, I'll let you know what it is. Next session, next slide. So, we all have had the privilege of hearing the keynote speech, the guest speech in the morning session, where they've addressed it isn't only about the scientific temper, but also the humanistic values which has to be instilled in children, parental community. So as they've told rightly, if you see what are the main loopholes, the problems in general, which is faced in education, imbalanced theoretical and practical exposure, score. This is somewhat, what we have, the result what we have got when we do this research and survey, score-raised parental community, scarcity of life skill training, and the problem of brain drain. So what are the solutions for it? Do you all agree with that, by the way? Is it that only we have, we have very good theoretical knowledge for that matter, but we have very little ICRA kind of platforms which caters to the practical learning. Do you all agree with that? Yes. So, other than that, in Karnataka, the state results announced, out of 145 students have got out-of-out marks. You can call it as an achievement as well as something to ponder, isn't it? 145 students to score fullest marks, even in the languages. During our generation, even to get 80% marks was a big deal for us, isn't that so? But then students, this generation has gone so far that they could just completely comprehend. I don't know whether comprehension is the right word, but then they can just vomit whatever they know. But when it comes to the application part of it, we see that even the BCom, the graduates, are not able to face the interviews. So scarcity of life skill training, as well as the parents' pressure by parents' side for the percentages, the marks, right? So that is pushing them towards that, whereas even the little percentage of those students who have got, that creative quotient with them may not end up getting the right platform, resulting in brain drain. So what is the solution for this? Curriculum with equal ratio of theory and practice, transforming score raised to value-based parameters, especially the parental community, rigorous life skill training right from the elementary stage, and implementation of incubation centers at school level. So how do we do that? I know I have all dignified guests with me who are from academic background. All of you have tried a lot of action plans at your schools and institutions. So what we as Motivitals do, I would like to share with you. And if you would like the module, we can still discuss on that further. Next, the problems faced by the students. Let me put it forward to you. First and foremost, students are not professionally assessed and identified. Now, what do you mean by professionally assessed and identified? Now, as you all know, the topper in the class may have highest IQ, But as psychologists, we do not believe that having the high IQ defines you as a good human being. Isn't that so? Nowadays, EQ is more important than IQ. If you have high IQ, but no low EQ, that is emotional quotient, then you are really into a problem. Isn't that so? So now students have to, according to the Nobel Prize winner, Professor Howard Gardner, the American psychologist, according to his multiple assessment theory, there are 9 types of intelligences, right? From linguistic intelligence, visual spatial intelligence, musical, kinesthetic, naturalistic, intrapersonal, interpersonal, and existential intelligence. Now, our students are put up in the class that only assessed on their academics, whereas it is very much necessary that you find out their intelligence quotient along with the emotional quotient and the dominant intelligences in them and the influential intelligences in them. And then after assessing it professionally through psychometric assessments, place them into such trainings that they don't only excel in the academics, but that their inborn intelligence gets a shape and they become the real contributors to the humanity. So the first problem is that they are not diagnosed. And then is suppression. No ventilation of emotional issues leading to emotional imbalance. Even in the workplace, we find that a lot of us employers do face this. They're not able to, even though you have got good management degree with you, end of the day when you are the manager, you're not able to, manage your own employees. That's the result of emotional imbalance. So mental health is such field where we require more and more, professionals to come and tackle this problem, and more experienced and practical, those counselors who could really reach to those students and employees who can find a way to balance the emotional health of the students as well as employers or maybe teachers. Inefficiency, lack of professional training, lack of professional skills training, leading inefficient resources. I hope you all agree with this. Yes, schools have really come up with a lot of curricular activities, etc. Yet, there is still more scope for it because only the toppers, only those extrovert students at times do get chance to portray their talents during some of the annual days of the schools, but not everybody. Now, what Motivital has got to do with this, let me explain you in the next slides. Uncoached, no right proportion of coaching at right time, and the brain drain, as I told you, at times it is also underutilization and burden commitments from the family to make our students or graduates to accept whatever comes their way, since there is a lot of unemployment. Yes, next. What are solutions for this? Assessment and identification through a lot of intelligence assessments, and then career road mapping, career mentoring, career counseling, so that they know what are their dominant intelligence and where they have to head to. Counseling and thereby nurture it. Student counseling, behavior modification, etc. Training, soft skill training, enhancement programs right from the elementary stage at the institutions. Coach them for the academics as well as, with the other international standard testings. Next, placement also to, right way of placement to prevent brain drain. So Motivitals is towards a step of transformation at schools and institutions, and we are proud to say that we have successfully tied up with all the 150 schools in one of the taluk of Dakshina Kannada, that is, which is in Karnataka. Yes. How do we do this? What are our goals for the institutions? Schools with difference aiming excellence in intellectual, emotional, creative, and previous slide, please. Creative and adversity quotients, as well as spiritual. Now here, when I say spiritual quotient, I don't mean to say to make them follow their religion or faith or something like that. I mean to say spiritual, that they follow their values. Okay, so technological sectors too. So gaining state and national level recognitions through academic and non-academic events, balancing equal importance to practical and theoretical knowledge. Schools with high CSR rate, that is community social responsibility, it has a right start from the school level itself, and a development center for the complete family. Schools must become that. Now, how do we do that? Let me take you through my slides. Yes. So Motivitals, along with its other professionals from the area, we had a lot of research in this, and then we finally thought we have to take it to the schools, and we came up with the 4 different clubs. Okay, the first one being Happiness Club. Now, as simple as it sounds, what do you mean by that? This club aims at raising the emotional quotient, as I told you. Emotional quotient consists of empathy, social skill, motivation, self-motivation, self-discipline, self-regulation, and awareness. Now, how do we do this? And is it so important? Yes, very much. I know very much. I'm pretty sure that academicians will surely agree with me that raising emotional quotient is as important as the results for the schools. Now, why is that so? Let me tell you. If we don't implement right counseling, right assessment, right diagnosis at the school level, they will, if they have any kind of trait. Let me take a simple example of depression in the first stage. Maybe, we do not know. The school teacher always finds it something else. Maybe they feel it is a learning disability, or maybe they feel it is some family problem or something like that. They just let it go. End of the day, you have, after at least 4 or 5 years, you have a headline in the newspaper that so-and-so student from this class has committed suicide. So that can be really prevented. So that is why, Happiness clubs, which makes students engage in emotional raising competitions, activities, is a very must now. So how do we do that? We do it through student counseling, behavior modification, family counseling, internet de-addiction counseling. I am pretty sure you all will agree with this. Very much need of the hour. Says suicide prevention counseling, cybercrime awareness programs. So these are the activities which is taken care by Happiness Club, and which raises that emotional quotient, as I told you. Now, we just had a try. We just gave it a thought, because when you say, when you tell, when you invite your students that you have to go to counselor, it's a myth that, people with mental health problems only do go to counselors. You and me, including me, we all need ventilation at different stages in our life. Isn't that so? Maybe once in a month, maybe that also could be possible. Isn't that so? So, but with regard to students with their busy schedule, they aren't, exposed to this counseling. Now, I don't call it, at times it could be group counseling, group guidance too. But then how do we do that? So we just gave a thought for it, and we tried to make it fun for them with the application of, again, science, technology, engineering, and math. And we just created a prototype. I believe mine is a tiny sparkle, which if taken care by, I guess there are some of the technical experts here who could give some thought to it. And if you will can take it further, so that we make counseling and counseling sessions very much attractive for students. So let me play the video of our small invention. It's called Emowinter, which is the AV is self-explanatory. Please go through it. Who are dynamic, productive, and more importantly, emotionally balanced, formulating such inventions which leads to mental health assessments and emotional ventilators with the usage of technology and artificial intelligence. Proud to present to you all the Motivitalz Emowinter. Let me take you through the automated counseling machine for the first time ever. The students are given pass to enter the Emowinter, and as they enter, they can visit 3 compartments. If they're angry enough, they can use the anger counter by pressing the switch. As they press the switch, the counter opens where they can punch out their anger. And one more counter, the sad counter, is there for students to reveal their worries. As they press the button, the counter gets open, and it's equipped with the letterbox and a voice recorder for the counselor to record and observe and counsel the student. The behavioral movement of the students is recorded on the CCTV for the counselors to understand the behavior manners of the student. It's such equipped with the light and the ventilation that students really enjoy to get into Emowinter every now and then. Not only that, for those who have really accomplished the tiniest goal, we have made a happy counter for them where if they press the button, they get a surprise box filled with some sort of surprise as a positive reinforcement. Let me take you through the mechanisms which is science, technology, engineering and math equipped for the Emowinter. Come through me. First of its kind, nowhere in the world the counseling was combined with the technology, and that's the originality of it. Technology was used, that is science, technology, engineering and math was used in such a way that the counseling also could become enjoyable one. The speed gift box controllers, the punch box controllers, with all the programmings here what you see, automatic counseling machine really boosts the child to go to the automatic counselor. That was a small try from our end to make it exciting for the students. Thank you. That is very encouraging. Hope we will take it further, and also my technical friends from here will give us critical analysis of the machine, and you will tell us how to do it better so that we all, contribute in making counseling an enjoyable activity for the students. Along with that, I'll wrap up with the other things. Next slide, please. The Speakers Club, which aims at raising linguistic and interpersonal intelligence. How do we do that? We have team of trainers. With our own module, we try to raise their first self-esteem level, from there confidence, and then public speaking. As I'm not sure whether you all know, public speaking is the first topmost fear in the world. The fear of height, insects, snakes come do later. There is some disease also named after it, called glossophobia, where if you're called instantly to the stage, you will faint to that level that you could faint also. So to overcome this, when students, every student, each student in the class is trained in such a way that they give speeches in front of their parents and students on the finale. We train them in that way. So that is the activity of Speakers Club. We have also he speaking and she speaking club for their parents too. Now other club, Motivitalz Entrepreneurial Club. Now here, this aims at raising the intrapersonal intelligence. Along with that, we have something called RoboVitals, where we deliver them artificial intelligence, coding, Internet of Things, and courses related to that in collaboration with ICRA. So without taking further delay, I thank the management of ICRA and each one of you for being such an patient audience, and hopefully we'll connect after the session. Any critical review is welcome. Thank you one and all.